the tumultuous times that we are in, many of you may be asking what we can actually do to create any sort of positive change. We are enduring a global pandemic, and new strains of racial unrest are rocking our cities, inflamed by a media that continues to be more interested in being opinionated than accurate. There's also a tendency as well to be shamed and guilted into particular courses of action, whether that's coercion to donate to a social justice cause, post a black square on Instagram, or to renounce an ideology to which you have never subscribed and never would subscribe. The guilt is to be the sacrificial lamb for sins you never committed. People who looked like you may have, and may have done so hundreds of years ago, but not you. You see, guilt gives you no power. It causes you to feel helpless and ineffective. I contend that the way to effect positive change is to dial into the power of you as an autonomous individual, not a collective group. Identity politics are by design made to force groupthink rather than individual contribution. It's the notion that if you protest with your fist in the air, you have done something. But really and truly, that's more about you feeling good about yourself than it is about changing anything. That's collectivism. The sovereignty of the individual permits far more freedom and quality of change. Leadership is the habituated process of making well-considered decisions for a better outcome, whether that's George Washington's tactical military action or a teacher's decision to hold back a student from the next grade level to ensure proper education. Leadership comes from all walks of life. Leadership usually is consistently manifest through time, is decisive, and is well-reasoned. It's not a one-off anomaly. In Jordan Peterson's book, 12 Rules for Life, rule number 4 states the following: compare yourself to who you were yesterday, not to who someone else is today. I like this because everyone tends to make comparisons of themselves to others, myself included. But here's how I believe that you and I can make a positive change as sovereign individuals. I qualify this in 5 steps, which I will call the 5 L's. Step 1, listen. Listen to one another rather than preach your own dogma. Share stories. Break bread together. 2, learn. Find something out about a person that you don't know. There are probably far more commonalities than you think. 3, love another person as best you can. Show empathy and compassion. 4, liberate. Free your mind from the media bias and exploitation. Be a free-thinking individual, not a pawn in a power and control scheme. You will be exploited if you allow yourself to be. And finally, step 5, lead. Show your individual leadership skills as worthy of emulation. These 5 steps are direct actions we can take as individuals that can create change. Subscribing to a movement that is, by its very design and ethos, a money-making venture is not really helpful. Donating money may make you feel good, but it doesn't create actionable change. Leadership can be a very individual effort, but leadership inspires other would-be leaders and beckons them forward. As an example, it is clear as day that the leadership and governance in Minneapolis has failed its citizens. To learn from that experience, citizens can exercise their right to vote and change the accountability process at the local level. Liberating the mind means the realization that many things you've been told are simply untrue, but you have to see yourself from the 30,000-foot level, and even in historical context. I know that the mainstream media will continue to sensationalize and divide. And I think the solution to that is to hit them in the pocketbooks and not give them any more eyeballs on their clickbait. Find new sources. Boycott bad outlets. Write the editor when you see a mistake. The more interactions Americans have with each other and see each other as autonomous individuals rather than tribal groups, the better off we will be. So think of yourself as an individual. Educate yourself, even if informally. Don't break the law. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. And pursue your passion to its fullest. These are the proactive steps I think we can take right now. We don't have to wait for a trendy hashtag, a movement, a politician, a celebrity, or a guilt trip. The decisions we make on a daily basis have compound results over time. This is what is often called the slight edge. The habituation of a daily action over time seems small, but produces monumental results over the duration of time. I hope that we can listen, learn, love, liberate, and lead.